We have Gabbie.
Wait.
This is Views of an Ex. And I have you here, Gabbie, because I was being nosy.
I know.
I'm good at what I do when it comes to this podcast. Sometimes I can look at a podcast, look at somebody's profile and know what's going on. I did it with you and I did it with somebody that was on this podcast prior.
Okay.
They told me no, they don't want to come back because it's going to seem like, they can't keep a man. So I pinpointed, and y'all both was in a similar situation.
I want to hug sis.
Met each other, you said online. She met her guy online, and it was looking good. And then the post started changing. She started getting religious, spiritual, and all that stuff. So
did he bring her to God?
No. She, breakups turn people the whole page changed when a breakup happened.
Oh yeah.
So when I noticed yours, called you, I was like, what happened? And he was like, wow.
Yeah, because I was like, of course Lama noticed, because I don't be posting that.
You don't, but you did with this time. You did. I was like, who is this nigga? But anyway, introduce yourself. Who are we talking to?
Oh, my name is Gabriella. I'm from the Bronx. And you also wanted me to tell you what I do, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you tell people,
okay.
Not just me.
All right. Yeah, so I'm currently getting my master's degree in social work. So I'm a therapist.
Okay.
In a group type of environment, clinic in the Bronx. I can't be specific, but yeah, and that's
your
what
master's.
I do. Yeah,
and stepped up. All right.
Yeah, I graduate in August. Well, I graduate May. I walk in May, but I graduate in August.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I remember like it was yesterday. Like, damn, you was still in school.
I've been in school for 5
mad
years.
long. You cut everything off. I remember having a conversation with you. It was like, yeah, I'm not going outside until I finish school.
Yeah.
And you came back outside. Now you're getting your master's.
Yeah.
Stepping on up. All right.
Yeah.
I have you here to talk about an ex, right? But before we talk about this ex, we got to give him a fake name. But before we do that, you got to describe how he look.
Okay, so he's really tall.
Like basketball player tall?
I guess. Yeah. He's
6'4", 6'5", 6'6". Oh, all right.
Very tall.
All right.
Very tall, like waves. It's like waves. I feel like that's enough, right? Like I feel like
very tall, waves, black, white.
He's black, yeah.
Black. Country.
No, he lives in the South, but he's not. Yeah, he's from Long Island.
He's not country. From Long Island? Oh, damn. We got to call him Jamal or something.
Okay, we can call him Jamal.
Because Long Island's cool. Now I'm playing. All right, Jamal, you want to keep that? You don't remember that? You want to give him a name? Because I just said Jamal out of nowhere.
I feel like, you know what? Let's stick to James.
You want to call him James?
Yeah.
Why James?
Because I will remember it.
All right, James it is, and that's a black name. All right, so we got this tall guy with waves, black. Is that your type?
I don't feel like I have a type.
Why is that?
Because I feel like I'm genuinely attracted to like the person. What I can't do is white men. That
you can't do white men.
I can't do white men. I can't.
I can't do it. They don't have lips.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's reasons here. Like, I don't know. I feel like my ancestors didn't get a choice, but I had that. So let me not do that.
Right.
So
we got James. All right. So let's go. No, first I want to ask, why did you decide to do this podcast? I thought I was gonna get a no from you. I was jokingly saying, "Yo, you should come on my podcast." Just jokingly. He was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay."
I think because it could be very cathartic for me. I think it's really good, like for my like healing journey through it, to be able to like talk through some things. Like also, I didn't really talk to many men about the breakup.
Why?
I just don't have a lot of male friends like that. I feel like I did talk to some, but it wasn't like an array of like people and perspectives that I gathered. It was, the girls, and as
and
girls,
was like, fuck this nigga and all that. It was like, Gabbie, you get the next nigga, y'all be downplaying the guy, but when y'all together, he's everything. That's fucked up.
mean, to be fair, my best friend. She ain't never gonna like pick nobody up that she don't truly feel is what they are. So I never got that energy. Like she never gave the energy of like, yeah, like this is the guy for you. It was more like, okay, like
I'm gonna bring her back into it later on because I want to know, how did you separate the two? Did you put Mel in the back? Well, I'm saying her name. Mel in the back burner for your new guy, or did you split it 50-50? Because y'all are like this.
Yeah.
And I see now that you single, y'all are back to like this. So I want to, and later on, I'm going to ask more about that.
Okay.
Because I don't be liking that. When I lose my friends to a relationship, don't come back. That's how I be feeling. But, it depends on the friend.
It was nothing like that, but we'll get to it.
Got you. So now let's go to where this first took place. How did it happen? How did y'all meet? I remember you being single on the prowl.
Why do you say on the prowl, Llama? Like, prowl sounds like I was outside with like binoculars, just like trying to find men. I was outside. And if the men's came, then they came around. And if they didn't, I was fine. But I remember I was intentionally single for a long time.
Right.
Like I was wanting to be single because I had just went through so much trauma in my last relationship that I was like, I need to like zero in on myself.
Got you.
And that's not stuff that you work through in a year. So
on the questionnaire, it said you were single for 3 years. Dang. So you was on the prowl. You was looking. So how did you meet this guy, James?
So he added me on Instagram initially, right? And then I saw his content and I really liked it. I liked his perspective genuinely, like on different things that were like hot topics when it came specifically to like love and like.
Is he one of those like Hotep guys that
No.
putting the camera in his face and talk about like men should do this and not that?
I'm gonna vape.
I hate those type of podcasters.
Listen,
they be they do it for the women.
He's nothing like that, I would say. I just think that I'll get to what I think.
All right.
About what he does later, but I just think at that time, at the particular time, I don't know this person, right? So all I'm seeing is like their content, and from their content, I was like, I gather that he's a person that puts a lot of thought into things. I gather that he probably is a really good communicator.
Just based off his post.
Just based on the topics that he chose to talk about, because social media is like somebody always talking about something. Everybody talking about something. Yeah. So I always pay attention to the things that people choose to talk about on their platform. Because I feel like I do that for myself, like I want to be intentional about that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I could see that there was an intentionality in like his posts.
Gotcha.
Which gave me a really good impression.
So you see the follow and you automatically just press it? Or you see the little icon and be like, he look good. Let me see what this is about.
Yeah, I also thought he was very attractive.
Okay, yeah.
I did. And then I looked at his page and then I was like, okay, let me follow him back because I actually like the content. Usually men can follow me, but I won't follow them back all the time. Like, It depends on what you post. Like, do I care to see that,
Yeah.
Because I know why you follow me. You care to see me, but do I care to see you? And I felt that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow him back. I didn't think nothing of it. I also was at that current time, I was prepping. This had to be like towards the end of the year, towards the end of 2022.
Gotcha.
So at that point, like you said, I was outside, like I was living life. And I realized like I was reflecting on like my dating experiences. And I was like, there hasn't been much intention there because, excuse me, it hasn't been much intention there. Naturally, I'm single, I'm young, like I'm doing things, I'm in school, like I'm not trying to be in anything too serious, but I felt like I could have been more successful, I guess, in building relationships if I would have been. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm making my list. At that time, I was making my list of like vital qualities I wanted in a person, right?
Can we hear some?
Some of the, I want to say compassionate, like great communicator, a person that like has strong values and can stand on them, but can also be flexible enough to like consider other people's, you know? Yeah. A person that's all about like family and like community and like community building. So I'm a social worker. So I think a lot of the things that I require are like very in line with what I live.
Gotcha.
So I was making that list at that time.
What about when it comes to, you have a kid? Yeah. Do you look at a man when it comes to that? I need a guy that's like a role model.
Yes, absolutely.
I have a little boy that has to look up to somebody.
Absolutely.
All right.
Because I feel like the kind of man that's going to be around him, that's what he's going to reflect. You know?
Yes.
He's going to attach to that. So that's absolutely one of the things that I looked at. But yeah, around that time, I was going through that for myself. And then he would reply to my stories. And it was not flirty. It was not like, you look good, girl. Like, it was no hard eyes. It was just like straight, like he would respond to things with conversation.
Okay.
And we were able to talk about things, like perspectives on things that I would post about. And that was really cool. So initially, another thing about it was because I understood at that time where I was that I wasn't intentional about relationships, I also realized how much I didn't have male friends. And I was trying to figure out why that was.
Why?
My best friend said it's because I don't like men.
But you don't carry yourself that way. You
No,
don't have
I
those type of
don't.
posts. Yeah, I see women that don't like men. They post a lot about like men is this, men is trash. Da, da, da.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of that. You don't do that.
No,
All right.
because I don't think it's that. To be fair, I think many men are not likable people.
Mhm.
And I don't say that because they're like, oh, you're a man. It's
Yeah.
more like it's the way that they just have the inability for them to like move in a room and like make people feel comfortable and welcome. And it's like, I just feel like I didn't come across a lot of men that made me feel like I was comfortable around them to call them my friend. I do have some,
Why
you know?
do you think that is?
Because I think that as women, it's like no, naturally, I feel like men are around you and there's like some, I like you, I want to sleep with you, something. Like there's always like a little something that is just like, can we just be for real? Can we just like kick it? Can we drink a beer together and just like talk like, and it not be that?
Mhm.
So I was evaluating all those things. This is very key to like when he walks into the picture.
Gotcha.
All that's happening for me. We start engaging in conversation. I start realizing like, oh my God, like this could be somebody that could really be a good friend.
Gotcha.
Because we're not flirting.
People, all right, I'm gonna give you the rundown. When people look at your page, they see your content and they probably attracted to you off rip, right? You ever looked at your page? So when guys jump in your DM, they have a motive to get to you. So you might not see it, but
Yeah.
I think his motive was to get closer to you, then make his move.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like that could all be true.
Mhm.
I think that I keep like even the posts from like 2020,
Mhm.
you know, where I did like those shoots where I was like pretty nude and stuff. Like,
Shoot, yeah.
yeah, I still keep those up because I keep them up for a reason. Like, I know what will attract men here, but I need like, I appreciate men who can see that and know like there's
Mhm.
substance in that person. You get
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like, they
Mhm.
can look at it and look at it like a work of art versus
Yeah.
like, she's just out here with titties out, you know, like, I feel like I'm attracting the right men because I'm keeping that up. People think the opposite though, but I
Yeah.
feel like any man who's actually trying to possess me is not a man for me.
Gotcha.
So back to the point, all this
Mhm.
is happening. And so we engage in conversation. I start to realize I like talking to him
Gotcha.
through the DM. So obviously I'm like, oh my God, we should hop on a call one day. We should hop on a FaceTime.
Mhm.
And then we FaceTime and it was like, I was like, oh my God, I like him.
Based off of what?
Yeah, based off just like the way he was interacting with me.
Gotcha.
It was such a genuine like interaction.
Mhm.
I felt nervous. I don't get nervous. Men don't make me nervous. Men don't make me nervous. When
Okay.
I start to get nervous about a person, I'm like, ooh, you
Yeah.
like them. You
Gotcha.
like them.
Yeah.
And we kept those conversations consistently. You know, we would talk every day, FaceTime every day. It was pretty consistent.
Mhm.
And then at some point I was like, oh my God, like I had invited him to Mel's birthday. That's what happened.
Okay.
And he couldn't make it. This is funny, right? Because I thought he lived in New York.
Now, what birthday is this? Her birthdays be like big.
This was her, I want to say her 31st birthday. Yeah.
Where did she have it? I don't
In
remember.
the cabin.
Oh,
In the
yes, I remember
cabin.
that. Yeah.
I had invited him
Yeah.
to that because
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't in the pictures.
Huh?
Did y'all like strategically take him out?
No, he wasn't there. He didn't come.
Oh, all right. I'm about to say.
This is where we get into the other little component of this, right?
Gotcha.
So I asked him to come. He's like, "Oh no, I would love to make it, but I don't think I can." And I was a little bit upset
Mhm.
because I was like, "I gave you enough time. Like you live in Long Island. Like I don't understand." He
Mhm.
was like, "No, I live in North Carolina."
Kakalaki?
I said, "What?"
Y'all didn't share that info. That was just.
I literally just like I felt like when we talked about like where we're from and we talked about like being from New York, him being from Long Island, being from the Bronx.
Oh, you
I
assumed
felt
that he
like-
still lived there.
I assumed that he still lived
Gotcha.
there.
Gotcha.
So he confirmed in that conversation, no, like that's why I couldn't feel like I would make it because it would be a long drive or whatever. And you know, I'm pissed because I was like, now I done liked you. You know?
Is
I
long
don't-
distance a turn off for you?
Yes.
It's for me too. Yeah, I don't like
It's
that.
difficult. I did it before.
What is your love language? Is it quality time?
All of them.
All of them.
Every single
What's
one.
the top one?
I want everything.
What's the top one?
If I had to pick one
Yeah.
for the rest of my life and I can have nothing else, I'll probably say like quality time.
Yeah, because being that mine is quality time, I can't do And I get bored fast, so FaceTiming all day. What we gonna
You do, Gemini. You do.
So it ain't for me.
Yeah, no, that was hard. But put yourself in my shoes in that moment where I don't build this rapport with this person. I like you. I like talking to you. I'm talking to you all the time.
Yeah.
I see how much like I enjoy this, and you tell me you're from North Carolina, and I felt like God was like, baby, I'm gonna give you what you want. It's not always gonna be packaged the way you want it, but I'm gonna give it to you. So I felt like, you know what? Let me be open to this. Okay. We had conversations. Past that point, we had conversations like long distance, like how have you done that before? How does that work? He's been in many long distance relationships, apparently. So it works for him. He can do that. And I was just like, you know, like I was nervous.
This is your first time getting into something like that?
No, I was long distance before, but I was with the person before.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Like we turned long distance, so it was a little different. This is starting long distance, which is, I feel, looking back, is really just difficult.
Hell yeah.
Like I think I threw myself in, and that's beautiful, you know, because I gave myself the opportunity to like grow in that. But that's, you're getting to know a person. It's not like this is a person that was my friend. I knew him for a while. I'm getting to know you from scratch, and we're this far away.
Right. That's difficult.
It's a lot of like tuning and alignment. Like it was a lot. So that happens. And we get to the meeting part where we actually meet.
Wait, he came to New York?
He came to New York to meet me.
Gotcha.
And I remember he picked me up. He picked me up from my mom's house, because at that time it was like a weekend. So I was dropping my son off for his dad to come get him at my mom's house.
Gotcha.
And he comes to pick me up. And immediately, the moment I see this man, I'm crying. I shit you not. I was literally crying. I was crying. And that's the thing. This don't happen a lot in life, Llama, for me. So one thing about me is like, if I love you and you're a man, right? Like you're in my life and I love you, I go through like this, like I cry. Like I genuinely will look at a man that I love and just cry, because I'm like there. And it's just like an overpouring of feelings. And this doesn't happen frequently. You want to know when's the last time that happened? When? In 2020. That's the last time I couldn't look at a man in his eyes without crying, because I had so
crying.
What
about them makes you cry?
I think it's just a feeling. I think I'm
are you overwhelmed?
I'm overwhelmed with feeling.
I'm about to say, you like, what the hell?
Llama, I'm telling you, I met this man. I pulled, like, obviously got in his car, and I'm just like crying. And I had prepped him for that, because I was like, I feel like that might happen, but I'm not sure. But I'm just prepping you.
Oh, you was in it?
No, yeah. I was in it. So I see this man, I'm crying.
How long you have been talking prior to meeting?
So at this point, we met in February. We had to have been talking since, like, I want to say like December.
Oh, that's a good time. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It was like December. But yeah, so I cry, and this man, I'm thinking like, yo, like, first of all, the last time I cried about a man like that, because I liked him, he got scared.
I would have got scared too.
I know. It's like a very scary thing. It's like, damn, girl.
Like boo-hoo crying?
It wasn't like...
But like, some tears.
It was like, I was like...
Messed up.
Not all messed up. But like, I feel like it was just like, it was real tears coming out. So he reacted so well. He was... And I didn't know what to do, because I couldn't speak. I was just like, oh, I had my moment. And then I'm like, I'm sorry, you know, like, I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but it did. And he's like, you know what? You don't have to apologize for feeling how you feel. Like, that's cool. Like,
this is like a what is that? Love is Blind type of thing,
right? That's what it's given that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's given that.
So he picked you up in the Bronx. You ever been to the Bronx?
I think so. Probably first, maybe like with his friend or something.
Gotcha.
Like,
all right.
Sometime in the past he did. So then we ended up going to my place, which is already crazy, Llama. You know I don't play this.
The first time meeting, I go to you.
Yeah.
You got the free crib, no kid.
Because it's like, in my mind, I'm also thinking like, he's coming from North Carolina, where like it only makes sense that he stayed with me. He has his family in Long Island and stuff, like friends, family, or whatever.
Karen, all right.
Yeah, but I honestly felt like, hey, like, girl, if this man got you feeling like that and you can't trust him in your home, that's weird. So it was fine. We went to my house and we kicked it and we talked for so long, and it was great. And I felt like in person the chemistry was there. Yeah, same way as it was on the phone. Blossomed. It literally blossomed. I didn't want that man to leave.
You about to cry now? Look at you.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I think what I love is memories of me loving. Like, that is so beautiful to me.
Yeah. I get that.
Like completely like separate from the man, you know, like to know that I could do that. It's beautiful.
You're gonna have people relating to you. I thought you was about to come in here and bashing somebody.
No.
I don't let people bash, but I thought you was gonna come in here on some craziness.
No.
All right.
We're gonna get to the crazy.
Okay.
The craziness that occurred, but like I don't feel like I don't have any like I'm remembering the beginning and I'm just like you went through this and it was what it was and it ended, but at the beginning this is why you entered this, and it's because I genuinely felt safe.
Good about it. Yeah,
I felt safe with him. I felt like he was there were things I didn't have to explain to him.
So he was mature. Innate. He was a mature man.
Emotionally, I felt he was very mature.
That's dope.
He could really receive my feelings and not make it about him. He was really good at separating. Like he would say like, hey, like my innate reaction to this is like anger, but I'm going to separate myself from that. I'm going to be your friend in this moment. And he would respond from that place. And that's a very rare.
How old is this guy?
He's my age. So he's turning 30.
Sheesh. Yeah. All right. Mature.
Yeah. Very, very. There's levels to that. And I will argue that to the day I die. Like, I feel like you could be that person and still lack and still need so much self-work to be in a relationship like the one that I require.
Wow.
Not to say like nothing's good enough, but it's just like there's definitely levels to it. But that's how we started. To answer that question, that's
how long you stayed in the Bronx with you?
I want to say he was there for like a week.
Oh,
yeah, and he went to like Long Island to like visit friends and then come back. And it was great. It was really, really good. And I met his sister literally.
That fast?
That like it was, and he doesn't really bring people around his sister. That's not something he does.
Oh, y'all niggas in love.
Oh yeah. I was like, and I was so nervous because meeting family is big. And I also get attached to family. That's why I don't want to meet people's family sometimes. Because don't let me love your family.
Yeah. You wrote in the question that you still talk to the family.
Yeah.
Still to this day?
Yeah.
See, it's a potential y'all could get back together.
No.
What about friends?
No, I'm okay.
All right, we'll get there.
I'm okay.
So now, after this week trip, do y'all make it official?
No. So I was planning to go to North Carolina in March.
You ever been there?
No, I had never been there.
I never been either.
Yeah, so I was going to go over there to see him because it was his birthday month, you know?
Okay. What's the sign?
Y'all gonna drag me for this.
You're a Libra and
he's a Pisces.
What's wrong with Pisces?
I want you to know the room just shook for the viewer because that was the first fucking problem. That was the first mistake. Why would you do that? Girl.
Does Libra and Pisces...
They do mesh well.
They do?
Mm-hmm. Especially in marriage. From what I looked at, yeah.
You into this stuff, so...
Yeah.
Give me the lowdown.
On what?
On Pisces. Like, why is it bad? Well, men Pisces.
They're delusional, llama.
I don't be knowing this stuff.
Can you reason with a person who's delusional, llama?
No.
You can't.
No.
It don't matter how you dress it, what you say, how you say it. Their delusion is fixed. And they will continue on that wagon till the day they die.
Yo,
and
this
that's
science
impossible.
Stuff
Baby, that's impossible. It's impossible to be with a person like that.
But you knew this going in.
I didn't know. So the thing is, I never cared for Pisces, man. My bread and butter has always been Geminis.
Really? That's why we get along, see?
Yeah.
All right.
I love Gemini men.
Yeah.
You know, but things be rocky with Gemini men.
It's the June ones. Don't meet those June ones.
Them June ones be something different.
I don't get along with any June Geminis.
Really?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Because you know, we more on the Taurus side. We more laid back.
Yeah.
Them June ones.
They're a little crazy.
Yeah. Every time.
I got a story for you on a separate note about a Gemini. I'm telling you, these men put me through a ringer, but I do enjoy my time.
It's because of the communication. That's probably why.
Yeah, I think me and Gemini men, we just have like this time. It's fun. I could do anything with Gemini men. Like I feel like I could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere, do anything with them. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
Pisces men, I never cared for. Hey, I always thought they were delusional. I look at Pisces men around me and I'm like, you do dumb shit for. It's like, you know how people do shit for the plot?
Right.
This is their life. Like they really be like doing this for life. Like, no, baby, get some help. Like, are you okay? So I just never cared. Okay. I never cared for the
now,
Pisces.
Did he show signs of this in the beginning?
Damn.
Let's see. Now you got to think. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I feel like I feel like it wasn't straight delusion. I think it was more like, you ever hear somebody talk about something that they want to do and then just be like, I know you didn't pick that avenue when there was these. Like it was more like situations like that.
You got to give me an example, because let's say, he want to be an NBA player, right? With no plan B. Yeah, you gotta work your way up to that.
Right.
But they just go straight in for NBA.
Yeah. Like they'll look at like a person like Kobe Bryant. Look what he did. Look how great he was. I just gotta think it and then I'll be it. That's their type of energy, And it really bothers me. And I don't mean that specific to this man. I mean that across the board for Pisces men. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what I've seen consistent.
Funny. Yeah.
And I feel like it showed in this particular situation, but I'm a firm believer in allow people to be them, to be themselves. I think as a woman, I used to have a lot of pressure to just reinforce these different things for men, to like push you to your best, do like everything. But at some point we have to acknowledge like how much of us is sitting here, A, trying to build this man.
Right.
And B, like really like thinking that we even know how to do this, like that we even know how to be a man.
Exactly.
I can't do that for you. And I learned that now. Like as I'm older, you cannot tell a man how to be a man. And I remember telling him this from the beginning. Because he would tell me about the choices he wanted to make and the ways that he wanted to go about his path. And I would say, I can say that there will be times where I don't agree with you, but I can never tell you how to be a man. That's something that you need to be able to do. Because if you're going to lead, I can't just interject every time.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was like a process of like learning this person, right? Which again is hard when you're long distance. Yeah. There's so many feelings involved already. But I was like, let me give it a shot. Let me give it my best.
What did your friends think? What did your friend? Let me go with friends first and then family. Because I know your best friend.
My twin. No, I mean, the thing is, if you know me as a person, like long enough, you understand that I'm very career driven.
Yeah.
I'm very like, when I have a plan, I see the plan through. I've made the steps. I'm very strategic. Something I admire.
We had a conversation. He was like, Lam, I'm not going outside. I got to get this degree. And you did that shit. I seen the pictures. I was like, oh, she graduated. I was like, you took your little pictures. I was like, hey, look at Gabbie.
Yeah. But that's who I am, though.
Yeah.
Because I didn't grow up having like all this fallback support. It was like, you really got to get it. Like you had a kid, really. I had a kid at 17. I had to make shit happen.
Yeah.
And I've had to be strategic from a very young age because my survival depended on it and my son's survival depended on it. So it's like, I admire those traits in people, right? And the people that know me know these things are a thing for me. Like, that's who I am. That's my character. Naturally, my best friends are looking at the situation like, baby, this is not even the type of, you don't go for these type of men,
Why did they say this?
Because I'm really attracted to men who have a go and get it mentality.
And he wasn't
like
that?
Me. I don't feel that.
Wow.
I wouldn't want to say like
he's. But that's how you felt.
I didn't feel that.
No, you didn't feel that, but it was what you seen?
It's what I seen. It's the way that he chose to go about things with his career.
Can you share that or no?
I can share some stuff. Right. Yeah. I just feel like he had, he wants to be an emotional intelligence life coach, and those things have requirements, right? He wants to take off with a podcast. Those things have requirements to build, because you've done this for. This is a lot. But he also felt like he wanted to do nothing else but work on that.
No plan B.
No. Okay. There's no plan B for that.
Oh, well, with podcasting, you need some type of income to fund this thing.
And like he was doing Instacart.
Okay. Did you look at that anyway?
I don't judge people for what they do for work.
Okay.
That's not what I do. When like in the context of meeting a person, you tell me you work Instacart, great. I'm like, cool. Like people have to do what they have to do, right? But in the context of this is a person I'm going to build a life with.
Instacart ain't cutting it.
This is very concerning. That's when I feel like things really like, if this would have been a person that I could just vibe with, like I see you when I see you, we kick it.
It's
cool.
Got
no problem. I got no problem with you.
Sell drugs too. Like, get your money.
If you like it, I love it. Like,
got you.
That's how I was.
You looked at it. You was ahead.
Yes, Lama, because I worked really hard for the last 5 years to get to this place. So naturally, I'm looking at my life, future me, past graduation, past me taking my licensing exam. What is life like for me, right? And there is he doesn't believe in like timelines. Very concerning.
So he's I was like this, like a get up and go type of guy. Like, all right, I gotta get money today. How am I gonna get this money today? We're gonna get it however we get it today. But it's no like, you're not looking forward to. It was one of those.
Yeah.
I used to be like that.
Because I would bring up timelines. Because I would share like, this is how I work. I work on yearly plans. I have 5-year plans. I have my goals that I want to meet basically by quarter. Like, that's how I work. And so I would try to get a sense of how he was going to do things. And I would hear it and I feel like that was my biggest thing. It was just like, it's not that you want to do things your way. It's that I feel like there's no room for you to take in another perspective. And his thing was, anytime I've ever done anything the way somebody else told me to do it, A, I wasn't happy. And B, I feel like if it didn't turn out the way that I thought it would, I'd be mad that I didn't just do it my way. So I just got to do things my way. And it's just like, that's great and all, but what is your way really? Like, what are we doing? At some point we had to be like, what are we doing here? Because I'm on a timeline. I graduated at a set time. This is going to happen for me. And what's going to happen with you? I'm looking at my like progress and it's like, what are we doing? And then we're talking about family. Like, we're talking about like very early, me and him ran through these like family dynamics. He felt like he had a lot of great examples around him of what I would say is like men who were not financially leading in situations that were like leading relationships. I have it's not that I think it's possible. I think know your person. Every situation is different, right? But
you will have a hard time with something like that. Like,
it's okay for me to make most of the money. It could be at different seasons.
Right.
At different seasons. Let's think about family. This is the thing that we don't like when women talk about these things. It's not because I need a man that has all this money because I want to get a Birkin. You do have those women.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about sensible women who at the end of the day, Lama, if I sit here and lay with a man and have his baby today, I'm out for 9 months. I need care. I need like consistency. I need all these things. Then after that, I give birth. If I'm working, I got to take time off. If I'm the breadwinner here, what happens when I can't go to work? Because I got to take care of your baby.
Yeah.
We're fucked. Another thing is I already have a child. So I have the perspective of what it's like to struggle because I had a child with somebody who wasn't financially in a good place. I know what that comes with. So here's the tension that was already brewing in me. And I don't think it ever stopped. I think that I allowed it to carry because I had faith. And that's one thing. Like, and when I say faith, it wasn't like, I hope one day. It's like more like I have faith that things will be what they need to be, whether that's me and him being together or not. So I'm going to allow myself to go through this process.
Wow. Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to keep that mentality because if I hope too hard, I'm going to put a pressure on this man that he doesn't really need, because if he don't want to change for him, why would he want to change for me?
Dang, you're right. What'd you say you do? You do social work?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I was going through that. So, because they're going to eat me up when they hear he was a Pisces. But like, hear me out though. I went into it kind of like being open to it not working out or it working out, but with all the faith that it would. Like, I really put my best foot forward with this relationship in a way that I've never done before.
But overall, you enjoyed the person that was in front of you. Yeah. And that's what grabbed you the most, like that.
Absolutely.
You two just being together and the experiences.
Yeah.
So did that blind you in a way? Where like, these are the things you're worried about with his career and all of the stuff, but his experiences, did that like?
I think that I had a lot of, and I could be honest about that. I feel like I had a lot of healing to still do. I think I was in the process of healing. I've been in therapy for years. I'm a therapist myself. I know how much like that you need to do that.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot, and I want people to know this, like, you can do all the work to heal by yourself, but a lot of things will not come up until you're in a relationship with a person. because the dynamic shifts when you're self-reliant, when you're going to therapy, when you do the therapy thing and like, yeah, this is my trigger. And like, I feel this because my dad did this.
It's like sports. You practice all this time and you get into the game. It's like, oh shit. Yeah, this is the real deal now. Yeah.
So you do all of that. And what happens is you get into a relationship. And now you have to face those triggers that come up in a relationship.
Yep.
I started to learn things about myself that you know me, Lama. When you gonna see me cry about a man? We over here sit sad in a bar about a man. I don't do that because I don't allow myself to be emotionally vulnerable with men so that they don't hurt me. I have this wall. Men would always say that about me. It's like you're so sweet, you're so kind. Like I can have an amazing time, but I feel like there's like a wall, like an emotional, like I am unbothered. I almost expect you to mess up. If you're gonna be in a good relationship, you need to be vulnerable enough because you will not show up. So with that came a lot of pouring out of like things that I had been through, the way that things hurt me. I feel like on his end, I feel like he received a lot of like that.
Yeah.
Just that raw, like, damn, it's like when you like, it's like a flood. Like it's like, and I could see how that could be overwhelming for a person. And I could take my part in that. I know that's what I was in that situation. Right. But I think that what was great about me and that I admire about myself in the situation is that I could acknowledge that this outpouring was happening and I could acknowledge that I needed to work on it and I was intending to work on it and I would work on it because I didn't want that to be the consistent.
Yeah. Dang.
And it, and we did good. I feel like for what it was, I think we really did good for each other. But I just think fundamentally there were things that now looking back, I'm like, yo, like you would have to sacrifice a lot. And it's not like
for you.
Yeah.
You have, all right.
Like the life I want to live, Llama. Like when you come from struggle, when you come from doing shit on your own, when you come from like being financially insecure for years and years with a child, you dream of getting yourself to a place where you can enjoy things, enjoy experiences.
So did you low-key feel like it'll be a step back messing with this guy? Yeah, that could be a problem.
Yeah, because I could hear the conversations we were having. And just to be real, I feel like, I don't know if I wanted to share this. I got pregnant very early in that relationship. Literally, when we met, pregnant. By the time it was like, I think I found out like
this is when you visit the Bronx?
Yeah.
You lying.
Swear to God. I know. The plan B didn't work, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So
you was over 135? That's what they say.
No, I think I was ovulating. I didn't know I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't know at that time. Now I know. Yeah. I didn't know at that time that if you were ovulating, it won't work. It just won't work.
Okay. So this is more emotions that's heightened. All right.
Yeah. So and I feel like that's key to understand why did we focus in and zero in on family and like future so early, but it was genuinely a product of like, we were in this situation now. And it goes back to what I said about me not wanting, I don't want to ever be the reason that a man decides to be who he needs to be. He needs to be that.
Yeah.
And so I felt like at this time, if I just meet you and I understand that you say you want to do things your way and you on your own path and you want to do things and bringing a child in and me being the mother at that, that's about to shift everything because I don't play about that.
Yeah.
So you gonna have, I'm not gonna lie, I might turn into that person who's like, yeah, you want to do that and that's cute, but there's a baby coming. I'm not worried about no.
A lot of mothers don't do that. They just let the man go and baby comes and they be like, all right, you piece of shit. But you on it from rip because dang.
Right. So when that happened, I made the mistake of not having a conversation with him about what I wanted to do because it's not what I wanted to do.
Right.
I've always wanted more kids, I feel. I think I was in denial of that for a long time. But I think going through that process, I was like, he'd be a great father. And I still believe he'd be a great father. I was like, like, this is your shot. Like, you can have a kid. I feel like me and him will work out. But I was like, Gabriella, be so very serious.
Does he have a kid?
No.
Okay.
I felt like at that time, I was like, be so very serious. Like, yes, he's a great man. Yes, he'd probably be a great father. But you also only known him for physically at least like 1 month, and it's hard but I want you to know this. If a man, like if I was in that situation with a financially established man, no matter what I chose to do, if I chose to keep it, people like, that was a little wild of you. But all my friends and my family be like, yo, at least you have a man who's like that baby gonna be good. You're gonna be good.
Right.
That's not my situation. My situation was I'm about to graduate my bachelor's in May.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to get a master's degree so I can make the money.
Mm-hmm.
So I can make the money, Llama. Because at this where we're at, where you're at, it's not gonna be you to bring that in. That's a
lot, yeah.
That was a lot, and I feel like that was probably one of the biggest dents the relationship took. Me not having the baby, and not having the conversation.
We didn't even get to how y'all became a couple, but this is a lot.
I know you have to flip and dice this.
No, it's cool. Ways. It's cool, but I think that probably brought y'all together.
I feel like it was, in a way it did, but I don't think he didn't really have too many moments where he would verbally.
That's a lot.
Yeah, very early. But to this day, I still feel like I made the best decision that I could with what I had at the time in that moment. Because if I would have had that child, his whole life would have changed. My whole life would have changed. My son's whole life would have changed. And when I look back at it, I'm like, you know how you, as a girl, like you go postpartum or whatever, and like you want to see your girls, you want to go out, you want to have a time, like you want to have that. I was like, that lifestyle costs. Baby, I was never gonna see my friends again. I was never gonna see my friends again. Like, with what money?
Yeah,
I still need to get a master's degree. Like, what was he gonna do? You know, probably go and get like a tech job.
You'll probably have to move to North Carolina because surviving in New York with a baby, oh hell no.
It was a lot. It was definitely a lot.
And did you tell your friends, family what happened?
I only told Mel, actually.
That's a lot.
I only told Mel, and Mel, Mel not gonna ever tell me what to do, but you'll hear it in her tone where it's like, well, girl,
yeah,
because she's gonna want to hear what I have to say. But I'm pretty like sensible and like that's a big decision.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend anybody just have a kid with somebody they just met. However, back to my delusional Pisces point, he truly felt like, well, I want people to start talking about like the chances where things actually do work out. Llama, how do statistics work? You think I'm saying things because I didn't consider that maybe there's one chance that this could work? Yes.
Yeah, but
that's a big risk.
Right.
It's like, like when people talk about betting and stuff, it's like, you know what risk you taking, but when the amounts is so high, you start being real specific about what you're betting on. And that's not something I'm willing to do. But leave it to a Pisces, man. They don't be like, this will work. We can make this work. That's beautiful and it's romantic. Trust me. It's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
But is it realistic?
9 times out of 10, probably not. Especially in a situation that you said he's in. Yeah, you gotta be man. But as a man, his ego, you probably don't want to hear that. Like, nah, we got this. I'm gonna figure it out.
No, the last time I heard that, I ended up somewhere I didn't need to be. So I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs to be a thing. Like you need to be this before the baby, which was a point that we would never find an agreement. We were never in agreement with that. Because he'd be like, no, because if you would have had the baby or if we were to do this, I would move to New York. I would get a 9-to-5. And I was like, there is no reason at all why it would take that for you to do that. That's scary. And it's actually very concerning that that's the mentality you have. I don't feel secure in that. Because you would do that for the baby. Why can't you do that for you? And why can't you do that for me before the baby? Because that whole year, we didn't know if he was going to move to New York. We didn't know if I was going to move to North Carolina.
At least you have a head on your shoulders. You thought it out.
Oh, if you do this without it,
yeah,
you're going nowhere fast.
That is all right. You was in it. You was. When did he make you his girlfriend? Did he make you his girlfriend, or you just fell into it?
Oh, when I went to see him for his birthday that March.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it only really, it's funny.
I think I remember these posts.
What post?
He was in the car. Yeah, I went to get ice cream.
Oh, yes, it was cute.
This is like yesterday. It's like yesterday.
Don't remind me of that.
I used to be watching this is like a TV show. Yeah, I went to get ices or something like that. I remember this. I
Damn.
think you put your feet in his face in the car.
Was it his face?
I don't remember. I know I've seen feet.
I feel like it wasn't his face. Don't say that, Llama. I'm like, that did happen, but like that was another time.
Oh, all right. I remember the Ices thing. I remember you traveling. You did a whole little vlog thingy. I remember this.
And I will give him that. He always made sure like he found a way to get my flights to go out there.
Oh, that's good.
He was really good with that. Which again, I was in it, but like there were reasons, you know. Like he was very, very big on like making sure we had that time together once a month.
All right, once a month. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's dope. All right.
Yeah, because I can't do nothing. I can't, any more time. I start malfunctioning. It was bad. It was bad. The long distance, the whole thing was just
So you get to North Carolina. How was it? Like first time there?
Oh, it was great. I met the rest of his family. I met his mom. Like,
did he have a farm?
No.
No. This is how I'm picturing North Carolina. Like it's country.
Some areas are very country, but he lived in Durham.
Oh, it's kind of city like. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it was nice. But the reason it came up is because he said something along the lines of me being his girlfriend when we was doing things. So I was like, you can't do that with me. You can't do that. You can't be saying stuff like that. So I brought it up, right?
Yeah.
But when I brought it up, it was, I feel like, I don't know which conversation happened because there was an I love you conversation occurring. But he was talking in context of like he was talking to somebody about me. Like I think one of his best friends or something. Mm-hmm. And then he had mentioned, he was like, yeah, like of course like I would do this. Like I love her. And he said that. And when I heard it, I said, you said what? You said you love me? He said, yeah, I love you. Like I know that. And I'm like, you said that smooth than a bitch.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried. First of all, I don't even be saying those words to people. You're not going to get an I love you out of me just because you said it.
Holy crap. All right.
So I'm like, oh, he said he loved me. So what we doing? That's what I'm thinking, right? I'm like, what we doing? Then essentially I brought it up, the whole girlfriend thing. And he was like, he's like, yeah, like I'm ready to do that. Like that's good with me. I said, so we doing this? We together for real? You know me, I'm hyped because I ain't been in a relationship in a minute and this is healthy. So I'm like, ooh, we doing this. And we did. But the thing is, when I sign up to do something, I'm
all in, I see. Yeah.
I'm all in. So I know we just met. But
most of them on a green. Yeah, but do no soft launch. It was a full hard
launch. It was
a
hard launch, yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Hard launch, yeah.
Unlike me.
Face, everything. You lost followers?
Me. Of course I did. Of course I did. Not only did I lose followers, my old hoes didn't even understand what was going on. So they was like hitting me up like, yo, what happened? Like, we good? And I'm like, nah, we good, we straight. I mean, obviously we not on that timing no more, but yeah, I'm happy. We up. Like, and they was just like, what the fuck?
That's what I was like, what the hell happened here? She just told me she was focusing on school. And then now look. So you out here, you was outside, and then you went back, got into a relationship. Mm-hmm. And you posting this guy every other post.
Mm-hmm. Because I wanted to be a lot.
You lost the whole vibe. Your thing was so vibey.
Your
thing is like you show your plants. Like it's mad vibey. Like you probably smoke your weed, show yourself in the mirror. You have a structure. Yeah. And then that whole shit was done.
It was over with.
It was this man waves, this man. You taking a selfie, this man in the background. This man driving. This man, I was like, God, I almost unfollowed you.
I bet. Because I really, to be fair, I did turn into my man ass bitch, and I hate those bitches. I'm not gonna lie, I hate those bitches.
My man.
I literally, but you know what's crazy? One thing I'm do is tell you the truth about shit about me. So I remember tweeting, I hate a my man ass bitch, and then retweeting that like, now look at me, like being a my man ass bitch. Like, why? What did I become? I definitely went through that. It was.
Then you had the healthy weight gain. I was like, oh, Gabbie's in love over here.
I gained a shit ton of weight.
It was happening.
I gained a shit ton of weight because of that man. I was happy for real. I think that's just emotional safety right there. Like I feel like if I'm emotionally safe with a person, I'll start thriving.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen like everything happen in real time like that. Because normally women, they don't share much. They'll just show like a fingernail, an elbow. It's the first time in a while that I've seen like the full thing just happen right in your face.
No
you
soft.
didn't care. Yeah.
I was like, that's my man. What are you talking about?
And I was like,
who
all
mad?
right.
I don't care.
Yeah.
And I pissed everybody off.
That's wild.
I pissed everybody off. Oh, Melissa was tired of my shit. She was like, bitch, if we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck about this man. Take him down. And it's just like, yeah. But I do.
Now, how did that? Yeah. Now we get here. You and your friend. This is your road dog.
My baby.
If you see Mel, nine times out of 10, you're gonna see you.
Yeah.
If you see you, 9 times you're gonna see Mel. This played a big part in. So Mel will call you to go out for some. What do y'all be eating? Those shellfish thingies?
Oysters?
Yeah.
We the oyster girls, yeah.
So she'll call you for some oysters. Yeah. You'll be like, nah, I'm with
But this is the plot twist that the viewers were not expecting. You think that the relationship is the reason that me and Mel were distant. I want you to know I had a whole sponsor. Sponsor. A man that was paying shit for me.
Really?
For a long time.
Okay.
I know y'all gonna say I fumbled the bag. I expect this. I know they're thinking, oh, don't tell me you fumbled that bag. I did. For this man.
For Mr. Instacart?
Yes. Yes, sir. And it wasn't even that he asked me to. I can't even put that on him. It wasn't that he asked me to do that. It's that I felt like we're in a relationship. I have to be honest about these things. What if that's something that he can't handle? You need to give people the choice, you know? So
so you told, his name is James, that you had somebody that was like giving you money? Mm-hmm. And how did he take to that?
I mean, he had questions. You know, he was like, what
are you doing?
How are you getting this? Like, what does that require from you and stuff? And to me, it was literally, I would just go see this man, like to sit down and eat. It was never
like an old sugar daddy?
No. He's young. He's probably like 32. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's a sick man.
All right.
Yeah, very sick man.
But he was
giving me money in exchange for nothing, really.
Yeah. It
was taxing for me. I will say that. That was another thing. It was very taxing because I didn't like that man. I didn't like the man who was giving me money. I didn't like him at all. Mm-hmm. As like, ugh. Yeah. Alyssa laughing watching this right now because she know that shit had me like fucked up. I was like the visceral reactions I would get by being around this person. But I had let him know. And I had let him know, you know, like I'm doing this and this is where I'm at in my life, not because I'm choosing to do this for the rest of my life, but it's because I am a full-time student. I'm a whole single mom. I have my own place. It's hard to live in New York City. How am I making these things happen without income, you know? So he understood, but it was really uncomfortable.
Hell yeah.
It's uncomfortable when I got to go on these dates and I got to send you my location and you got to know.
So it was like being a, what do you call that? Damn, I can't get the word right now. What's the girls that do that? What are they called?
Escort?
Escort, yes.
Yeah, well, that's when you fucking. That's why I called them a sponsor.
Okay. You don't have to do none of that?
No.
He just sending you money.
Melissa, my witness. Yup. That man paid for us to go to Philly.
Really?
And he got us our own hotel and everything. Mm-hmm. And I just literally, just to take me out, just to be around me. I feel like these men that just like know the caliber of men that they are. And
I watch this girl on TikTok named Clark, and she does it all the time. She talks about it too. I just be like,
men will do it. Men will do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will never say I'm the kind of woman that's like, yeah, I need a man to pay for all my shit. Like that's not me. But at the time, like I had to do what I had to do. I was in school. Mm-hmm. So understand, when you were seeing me out with Mel, a man was paying for that.
Oysters every day.
Like a man is paying for me to be able to have these experiences.
Wow.
So naturally, I get into this relationship that stops my ability to be able to be
but
out.
You had to tell the sponsor guy I'm in a relationship?
Well, no. That man started stalking my man. That's how that happened. And I was like, ew, you're being weird.
He followed you on IG?
No, yeah, he followed me, but I had him muted from my stories.
Got you.
But I don't know. I guess.
How did he find a man? How did you find the dude? James?
I don't know.
And he hit you up like...
He hit me up making it seem like he had a dream that I was with some man in my apartment. Mad weird. Like, men be weird, I'm telling you. So he made it seem like it was a dream or something. And I was like, that's real funny because the dream was real specific to a picture I had of my boyfriend at the time at my apartment. So I was like, you went on his page and then he said something about, and then you told him this, and I don't even want to share it because I said something. nuts under that comment. My mouth is reckless when I'm in a relationship. So I'm under this man picture. Like, it's just me and him talking. Like,
Holy
like there's
crap.
nobody watching the comments. So he brought that up, and you told this man this and that.
Yeah, he was stalking it. That's crazy.
And I was like, I feel like you stalking him and you being weird, because like, not for nothing, I was never your girl. You was giving me money, yes. If you felt like that was gonna lead to something, that's on you, because I told you it never was. And then and he still was open to still giving me money. But I was like, you know what, I'm good. I'm kind of good off this. Like, this is getting weird. So that's essentially why you ended up seeing me less with my best friend. It wasn't just like I wanted to stay away from her. It was like I literally didn't have the means to do it.
Yeah.
And so that was,
man.
And you know, it sucks because, again, part of being with a person who is not in that financial space, your experiences are different. 100%.
Explain.
Yeah, like you're not doing I lived a certain lifestyle.
All right, so were you going to Popeyes or something?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Be crazy.
He might have not been in the best financial state, but he was a great person. So we did things.
What are the dates looking like?
Like going to the diner, playing mini golf. That was our thing.
That's cool.
Which I really liked. Yeah, I feel like
you was in love. You can't tell me like going from sponsor to this guy wasn't like a hit. Like, I want to do more, but damn, I got to make the best out of this.
Well, yeah, because, you know, I think as women, we do want that. Yeah. But I also wanted to be reasonable with myself and knowing, like, Gabbie, you yourself are not in the best financial standing. Like, you still have school. So I feel like when you're in that period of building, it's okay to be with somebody who's also building. That's okay. Like, it's even more manageable because you're still working on you.
Yeah.
So I took it as like, you know, when you was in college and y'all both didn't have it, like one of those things. It was like, okay. But then also, baby girl, we're pushing 30. Yes. So like,
Applebee's don't work no more. BBQs ain't it.
Yeah. So that was a thing. But you know, I sacrificed the lifestyle that I was already having to be with this person. Yeah. I don't regret it because I learned a lot. But I think that moving forward, because I'm only going up, you know, like I'm only progressing in my career, I don't actually need to have room for that. And I mean that in the most humble way. Like,
gotcha.
I want to be in a situation where I feel like, I'm not saying you got to be this rich man or nothing, but I want to feel like we can do things at a certain capacity.
Gotcha. Yeah.
We can both bring to this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to feel like
that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm being reasonable.
It is. It is. Man, I didn't know you took a hit like that.
I took a big, oh my God, Llama, you don't understand. The first month of me not being able to get my nails done.
Oh man.
Llama, I feel like my mental health actually I feel like my mental health was bad because I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Like, can't do this, can't do that, can't do that. Like, can't go outside, can't get my nails done, can't get my eyebrows done. Do you know how, that's so, Llama, I'm telling them, I am not a vain person, but those are the things that'll really take me out. Those are the things that'll really take me the fuck out. Because you have a long fucking day, your nails not done, your eyebrows not done, your toes not done. You can't get a new fit. You done got invited.
You don't want to come outside. Yeah, I see.
Fuck outside now.
Yeah.
Y'all not about to see me till I graduate and got a job. Like,
yeah, and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
So this relationship goes. I see. I physically see it. You back and forth. I don't know if he came to New York, but I seen you more North Kakalaki. Was he coming to New York as well?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this relationship is like once a month, twice, maybe twice. I don't know.
Yeah.
That y'all see each other. Everything is good. What was some of the downhill parts? Besides like his career and everything like that you got into?
I feel like...
And how was you feeling at the time?
I feel like the downhill parts had to be... I feel like when it really was like just like this, it had to be when like he found it harder to deal with like my level of attachment.
You was like white on rice?
Yeah. Like I feel like and this is what I'm understanding now, because at the time I was like, maybe I'm just anxiously attached. Like maybe I just can't, like maybe I'm discovering this now. I always thought I was like in the middle of avoidant because of how I've been when I'm single. But I was like, maybe I'm anxiously attached. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe. because I would just have these anxieties about needing to talk to him. Now that I'm out of it, I realize that was all because of distance. Llama, if I'm with you and we in the same city and I don't speak to you most of the day, I'm cool with that because I'm gonna see you on the weekend.
Yeah.
Like we get to catch up physically about this whole week, and I'm cool. Yeah. And I've never had these issues before where I've been like on a man's like, I want to be on the phone with you for 8 hours, and that's what I became in that relationship.
But him trying to be an entrepreneur, I will assume that he's trying to be an entrepreneur. That's taking up his time.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll be feeling like that because I'm trying to do my own thing. Time is money, so I can't.
But what are we doing, Llama? That's different when you. God, Jesus, you about to get me hot.
What?
Because I feel like that makes sense when there's a strategy.
Oh, okay.
What are we doing here? Like,
so he'll be in the house playing 2K or whatever, and you just want to talk?
He work Instacart. He would come back home, do an order, come back home. Like, he back and forth all day. He helps his grandparents out, which was really great. I really admired that about him. But so he was always moving. But in my mind,
yeah,
I just realized, I feel like it got to a point where he's like, yo, like, I can't be on the phone all the time. Like, all the time. And I'm just, and it was mostly in the summer because obviously I'm off from school. Mm-hmm. Now when I'm back in school, you know, my days are like, it's hard. Like it's hard for me to be on the phone while I'm doing all these things. But when it was all this free time, that's what it became. It was like, I want to be on the phone with you all the time. But it's also I don't have a time. Like we would never schedule like when we were going to meet again.
So you were just calling?
No, not just me. Was I just calling?
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, we would be back and forth calling each other.
Gotcha.
You know?
But he said it to you like, I don't want to be on.
Yeah, he just did. And I took that very harsh. I took that very harshly.
Maybe like he's a type that want to miss the person.
No, do I feel like it was irrational? No, I think he was very right. Like, yeah, girl, like we can't be on the phone for 8 hours all the time. Look, I get it.
8 hours is crazy.
Yeah, 8 hours is crazy. I don't be on the phone with people. Gotcha. This is why I'm like, yo, what was the reason? And it's not like you were like this in past relationships. Mm-hmm. It's the distance. It's the not feeling like I can see you, hold you. So I took it so harshly because at that point it's like, okay, yeah, don't be on the phone all day, but that's all I have.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing else. I don't have no other way to feel close to you. Also, in my mind, I think a lot of it was like, I don't feel like you're actually doing important things. So it's like, why you can't talk to him? Though. That's not shitting on him. No, I don't mean that. And I just feel like there's no progress, you know? So like, am I really getting in between your day and your progress?
That's crazy.
You know?
As a man, that's like shitting on a person. It's like, you got an order? Okay, whoop-de-doo. Let me talk to you on the phone. That's fucked up.
That's literally what I was thinking.
But he might take real pride in taking that order to the person.
Yeah, and I'm proud of him too. Like, I think that was great.
All right.
I'm just saying, like, but he would get frustrated. Yeah, because he'd be like, you know, I'm like doing order. Like, for me to fucking, first of all, the fact that I'm fucking talking about this shit is making me hot. Because I'm going to be having a back and forth with you because he's like, oh, but I'm trying to do multiple orders. So it's like, I'm talking to you, but I'm also like trying to get this order right. And I'm just like, yo, what are we doing? Like, I'm stressing this man out because he's trying to get an Instacart order done.
Okay. That's his job. So
and now, I'm really unserious about this job at this point. So
yeah, that's his way of making his income.
Yeah, I support it. I just, again, felt like you could.
Did you support it?
Yeah,
because you was like low key shitting on it.
I wasn't shitting on it, Llama. I really was not. I just feel like, did I feel like that was more important than talking to me? Like not talk. Like you could be on the phone. Well, no Instacart order could be that difficult.
From what I know from Instacart, you have to use your phone.
Yeah.
Do the order.
You can do both.
Sometimes you got to contact the person.
Then you can call me back.
You don't think that's a problem? Mm-hmm. All right. So why you don't feel his pain?
No, I felt his pain.
All right. But you still took offense to that.
Yeah, because I was in it. This is me looking back. I feel like he had points. I don't feel like he was ever wrong for that. I just think that I was like, okay, so if we not on the phone, then what else? What else?
You was in love.
But I want you, like, think about all the things that stacked up.
You was in love to the point it makes you crazy.
A little bit. And I feel like it was crazy. I feel like I was very clingy.
Clingy, yes.
And again, not like me.
But that could be annoying.
It's mad annoying.
Yeah.
100%. I'd be so tight if it was me. But also,
I'm
looking at it, like, think about the fact that on top of that, I done lost my lifestyle. Mm-hmm. At this, I'm a person that I was down bad. Like I lost my lifestyle. It's like I don't get to engage with think about these things, right? Because I'm not seeing my friends as often anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that support system is like dwindling. Mm-hmm. I'm always talking to you because that's all I can fucking do. Because where the fuck am I gonna go, Llama? What the fuck am I really gonna do? So all these things are adding to like the pressure of like the way that I'm engaging with this person.
Gotcha.
They become like my source for the most part, and that's never good. And I feel like that's when it like began, and then we started taking steps to like, I was like, you know what, let me be more understanding, let me tone it down, like that's fine. But I think overall it was just like different arguments. Like my birthday, that was a big thing. I feel like
which birthday was this?
I feel like that's really what set the
whole
one
at the restaurant thingy.
No. It was my lip lab when I did it with all the girls.
Oh yeah, that was dope. Yeah. That was dope. Mm-hmm. You wanted him to come to that?
Mm.
Oh, well, what happened with the birthday?
We were supposed to do dinner.
Okay, in New York.
Yeah.
And what happened?
We didn't get to do dinner.
Okay, you ain't let him get his orders off. That's why.
It's my fault. It's my fault. So
he needed them orders, yo. I'm just joking.
Listen, it didn't happen. He took me to a diner the next day. I look horrible, by the way, because it's the day after my birthday, and I'm like in this hotel room in Long Island or whatever, and like I have like sweatpants that he done brought from my house because it was a whole thing. So I'm at this diner in fucking flip-flops, his sister's flip-flops. Like it's just like, this is not a birthday thing. We're just going to the diner at this point, but he wanted to get us together because it was his god sister's birthday the same month. So whatever. He wanted to treat everybody.
Yeah.
So then he was like, you know, it's not looking like I could really have it to do the dinner. I want you to know that I planned for that dinner. I planned my fit. I had a whole separate fit, whole separate set of boots, everything. Because that's what I do. That's how I am. I'm excited about this. Doesn't happen. I'm understanding though.
But how do you really feel? Like, did you have to talk to somebody? Yeah.
I was disappointed because it's my birthday. I'm not going to lie. When it's my birthday, everything doesn't matter to me. It's my birthday. That's
just women in general. Y'all take your birthday serious. Y'all would cut off a friendship for a birthday.
Absolutely. Why would you play on my birthday? That's the day you're not supposed to play with me. You got 364 other days to do that shit. But my fucking birthday is not the fucking day. So I just felt like I was disappointed, but also trying to be understanding and knowing like, yo, his funds are not like fucking bottomless, bitch. Like, I don't understand. Like, you have to like, this is what you signed up for, you know? So I understood and I gave him grace with that. And I also remembered he actually had bought tickets for me and my son to go on a cruise with his sister for his sister's birthday, but that was my gift. My gift was to go on the cruise for his sister's birthday. I thought it was sweet. It was kind. I loved it. Part of my brain is still like, it's still somebody else's birthday though. So we're celebrating somebody else's birthday. You kind of meshed me, and that was like a 2-for-1 special for you, really. I'm lying? Am I bugging?
You have a point.
That's what it was. Did I still appreciate it? Yes.
All right.
But I know what that is. I'm looking at it. Like, that's what that is.
But he's trying to do the best he can.
Exactly. That's why I really did appreciate it. Because I was like, this is actually the best he can do. That's what it is. This is, again, what you signed up for. And I'm okay with it. So because the dinner gets canceled, boom, that happens. I'm like, it's fine because we're still going on the cruise. He has to worry about paying for that too. I'm allowing this man grace. Like, have some grace. Like, it's fine. We didn't get to do the dinner. I'm disappointed, yes. I didn't even say I was disappointed. I just...
Did your moods show it? No? All right.
No, I was really like, it's okay. Like, other times. Kept that disappointment to myself. Fast forward... I feel, this was like, I feel like the last strike, honestly. It was fast forward.
But how did y'all communicate these things?
What do you mean?
Like, if something was bothering you, did y'all sit down and talk about it? Or you just held it in? Like, this whole cruise thing, it was bothering you a little bit.
I think I held in things that would make him feel unappreciated.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if I ever had something to say that I felt like he might feel emasculated or unappreciated, I would hold it. I would hold it to myself.
Yeah, that's common.
Yeah. But aside, we talked about mostly everything when it would come up.
Okay.
We were good with that. But yeah, that happened, and then at some point we had a conversation later, like months later. Like, I want to say it had to be like November, end of November, early December. And we had a conversation, and I want you to remember, like, shortly after my birthday, I think it had to be November. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think back. It had to be November. He had told me he can't make the payments for the cruise. Llama,
So no dinner, now no cruise.
no birthday gift.
Wait, but he presented it like, oh, like you're going on the cruise on your birthday.
Yeah, he had told me before my birthday that we were going on that cruise, and that cruise was supposed to happen in January. Now we're in November, and he's like, I can't make those payments.
So he let down his sister, you, son.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was like, and what bothered me about that exchange was when he told me that he couldn't make the payments, he didn't allow me to have a feeling. He immediately went to, but my sister said I do a lot, so I shouldn't be too hard on myself. And I was like, what am I supposed to do at that point? Can I have a genuine like response to that? Because you kind of just, you basically posed it as if you say anything, it's going against what she said, which is that I do a lot.
Gotcha.
And I need to be easy on myself. So I held that in, and I was just like, you know what? It's okay. It happens. Like, there'll be other times.
Man.
Right. Fast forward.
I did see when you graduated, he got your iPad.
Yeah, he did. He did.
All right. I seen that you showed that on Instagram. I was like, I was happy for you.
Yeah, no, we
like,
had great moments.
Got you.
Like, I would never say he was not the person. Like, if he had it, he would make sure I was okay. But I just think again, I'm very big on my birthday.
Does he know this?
Yes, prior? I told him this from the very beginning. Because I wasn't big on my birthday. It's not like I've always been like this. No, I literally never cared about my birthday for a long time. And I realized how bad it was for me to not center myself in my own life. So I chose to do that for myself moving forward.
Gotcha.
That's why I am the way I am. Again, it wasn't, even at the point where the cruise was no longer happening, if I felt away, but it wasn't like I'm going to hold this over him for the rest of my life.
Gotcha.
No, I was able to let it go. That's not really like the root of the trickle down situation. It was more that happened. Want to say weeks. I want to say it had to be weeks or month, like a month later. I don't know. I don't really know the timeline, but after that, no, it couldn't even been that long from when he told me. It had to be like a month, I want to say, or a couple weeks. He tells me that he spoke to his cousin and they're planning a cousin's trip. And it's like everybody's getting excited, like they're trying to do this cousin's trip. And immediately I'm supportive because, yeah, go see your cousin. They all live in different states. Like, go get together with everybody. And I was chill. It wasn't until he said like his cousin had brought up maybe doing a cruise that I was like, God, no, because I'm trying to take the context, right? I'm like, yeah, that's still his story, you know, like he's still telling the story. But my mind is like, a cruise, your birthday, everything canceled. Okay, how's he going on a cruise? I was doing math in my head and it was not clicking, and I was not okay in that moment. Wow. Because I was triggered. Because I felt let down. And then on top of that, it's like, you want to jump in and do something else. I felt let down. And that was just the reality of how I was feeling.
Now, how did you react to hearing that?
Because I knew how strongly I was feeling. I was like, I don't want to give this to him because this is just a human feeling. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that he gets to like be the punching bag. Because I didn't express that the way I should have. So I was like, could you see how maybe you telling me that could be hurtful? Exactly. I came in with a question. And he was obviously asking follow-up questions. Like, what do you mean? Like, and I told him, I was like, hey, like, you canceled the cruise. Understandable because you didn't have the means. I get that. But just, I think maybe so soon after hearing a potential new cruise happening, it's just maybe it's a lot for me.
That's reasonable, yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
I would feel away. I was like, oh, the fuck? Yeah.
Right. And then, but I think this is where I really started to just see like things that I was like, this is who he is. You got to understand that. It's the way he responds to things. And I feel like at that point, we're past the honeymoon stage. We're getting to like, we're comfortable with each other. So he was like, okay, but like, why would you not ask me if you were coming? Instead of like validating.
Is that what the girls say gaslighting is?
Yes.
All right. Because that would have pissed me off. All right. These new terms came up. I just need a good understanding. So that's gaslighting. Got it.
So he was just like, yeah, why would you not ask me if you were coming? Why would I ask a man that said he's going on a cousin's trip if I was going on his cousin's trip? Does that make fucking sense? That's now me interjecting into your shit. You didn't invite me. He said, oh, but you know, I spoke to my cousins and like they said that I basically told them we should bring our spouses or whatever. I said, how am I supposed to know that? Was I in a conversation? Why do you think that it's my job to ask you those questions when you're telling me that your plan was to do a cousins trip? I need to take that for what it is, and it's a cousins trip.
Yeah.
I don't need to be a part of that. It's okay. I don't need to be a part of every single thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that happens. He goes into a mode of nobody appreciates me. It was like a spiral. Honestly, hardest thing that I think I've had to like witness with him.
Wait, this is another term. I can't get it right now. But he flipped it and became the victim. Mm-hmm. Is that more gaslighting? Mm. What is it? It's another term. Somebody that's listening to this, let me know the term.
Yeah, like at this point, because the thing is, I don't even want to frame it that way because I have so much like empathy for what those feelings could have been for him. But it very quickly turned into like, nobody appreciates me. It's like no matter what I do, it doesn't matter because I'm not perfect and people just need me.
That's coming from a different place.
That's what I'm saying. This spiral is coming from a whole different thing. And I could have just been the catalyst by saying something, but it's not fair that my feelings then have to be like that symbolic in the downfall of this, because it was really just, it really could have been as simple as, you know what, babe? To be real, I didn't even consider that when I said it to you, but now looking back, it probably was a little hurtful, and I'm sorry. Like, I know that you clearly feel ways about your birthday if you want to talk about it. Like, whatever.
Yeah, to be honest, I reacted like that before, like how James reacted, and it was based off of previous relationships of all being the same way, everybody seeing me the same way, and it was like a trigger, like, oh, nobody appreciate me because this is what the last girl said, this is what the girl before that said, but it wasn't no appreciation. It was like, what was the feeling? I forgot the feelings I was getting. Yeah, basically appreciating me, because I would do good stuff, do good things, and I would get this flip on the other from the person, and it would happen over and over and over again. So I would react sometimes. So I get that feeling. It may be triggered due to prior relationships.
Yeah, and I could see that, and I could understand that, but that led to a mental like break for him.
Yeah,
like that happened for him, and that was hard because it was like he shut down. Like it was bad. And I was just looking at it like, I'm gonna be real, like my theory on it, looking back on it, is like, this is a person who, yes, he was very family oriented. He's always there for his grandparents. He's helping everybody. He always helping somebody in his life. He's like the go-to person, you know?
When it's time for him to do something, maybe
my theory is that, and I remember telling him in gentle ways, that I feel like you do this because you avoid actually having to work on yourself. And all the energy that he could give me in the relationship, all the energy that he could give to his grandparents and his family members, and do this and do that. I feel like, at what point do you sit there and acknowledge that this is taking from your growth, because you can't be everything for everybody.
Right.
But you rely on that to be valued, because you're not doing the work for yourself to feel valuable to you. That's my theory.
Yeah.
So of course, naturally, I bring up the birthday thing, and it's just like, out of all the things, you know, like this is it for you, and it's just like, no, it's not that. It's just that it's a moment that made me feel away, and that's human. That's okay. I know
what that blow up looked like. He's not seeing it from he's not putting himself in your shoes, basically.
No.
Yeah, I've been in that younger llama. I used to react to little things like that, and it's based off of every relationship looking the same way and not feeling appreciated. Yeah,
and that's what really got me hot, because I remember looking at this and I'm like, this man doesn't believe that I give him grace. Me being
he don't know what it looks like. It could be that too.
He would always be like, give me some grace. Like, and I'm just like, yo, you don't think I do that? I think if I give you any more grace, I might as well lay on the floor and become the fucking nap. I might as well lay on the fucking floor and not tell you a fucking thing and just let you drive yourself to the fucking wall all on your own. It's like, there was no way that I could ever give this man criticism on anything, even if it was constructive. It just felt like I had to pull my own teeth.
How would that look, like giving constructive criticism?
Or like maybe just saying, like, I remember there was like a time that I had brought up, I was like, you know, you like to do like podcast stuff and stuff, like that's what you want to do, you want to take off with. I was like, it would make sense to like try to find a full-time job at like places that deal with the equipment, like something that like a job that at least while you're doing it, you're learning more about what you want to do. And I had proposed something and he was like, yeah, thank you, but no. And it's just like, it was always quick to shut down any possible route. And then if I ever like said something that he felt like I was alluding to something, it would be like, there would be like a lot of resistance. So I just couldn't do those things because I felt like those were very sensitive. And like the minute he feels like I don't value what he's doing or how he's doing it, he's like checking out. And I was avoiding that.
Yeah.
It was a lot of that.
Sheesh.
It was a lot of that, Llama. So at that point, it was like, I'm telling you, the breakup happened and it was really rooted in that. Because the last time I seen him, I went to North Carolina because he had that mental break. And I knew he wasn't doing good. And I was worried because I'm here. Like I went over there. I done bought this man groceries, flowers, cooked for him.
You Karen.
No, yeah. No, when you're going through something like that, I felt like when I saw what that happened to him, I put everything that I was feeling about what I was feeling in this relationship away. Because I need to make sure you're at baseline before we can have a dialogue on us. So from that moment, it was just like I need to make sure that I pick and that was hard for me because I was going through it. But I was like, yo, let me show up. Let me go over there. Let me cook for him. Let me make sure that he's okay, that he feels like nurtured. I did all that. And then I came back and I remember leaving and I was like, yo, I feel like this is the last time I'm gonna see him. Like,
Really?
I don't want to cry.
Oh, what? Why though? It was something, his spirit? It was a spirit?
I just felt like he wasn't there. Like I felt like, Jesus, I told you I didn't want to cry. And I want you to know, it's not like, oh my God, it's like you're gonna be stuck on this man, even though this happened. It's more like feeling yourself losing a person. I have abandonment issues. So that is a lot for me. Just the feeling of like, even I could feel that with friends even. I feel like I'm losing you as a friend. I'll go into that mode where it's like, damn, like this hurts. Like I start crying and shit. So I remember feeling that.
Man.
I was leaving and I was walking into the airport after like he dropped me off and I was just like, yo, I feel like that was it. And I remember the last time I held him like in a way where I was like, yo, just in case, let me hold him longer. And that was hard. So coming back, I was just like, be ready. Like,
have some tissue. You told me to get the tissue.
I know,
ready, right?
I did, right? But I was like, be ready, be prepared for what comes next. Even though I don't think anything really prepares you.
No.
So that was really hard. But yeah, I think what really happened and what I feel like triggered the whole breakup the day that it happened was that I don't even want to share too many details about what exactly happened. I feel like that's a whole nother saga. But something happened that triggered like a conversation between us that needed to be had. And the conversation really entailed like me feeling like, for the last month I've been feeling like I'm looking for signs that you still love me. And that's hard to feel that in a relationship. Like you looking for a sign like he still loved me. And it's just like, what? That's crazy.
Was sex involved? Because normally that would be the thing.
What do you mean?
When women try to seek if the guy still loves them, they will go have sex and see if that feeling is still there or stuff like that.
I don't feel like I thought we were missing anything sexually. It wasn't that. It was just the
feeling
like the excitement to talk to me. I feel like wasn't there. I felt like when I would talk to him, I felt like it was more bothersome. Which he wasn't the kind of person that used to make me feel that way.
Yeah.
But I realized that we were in such a different place and a different disconnect at that point. There could have been so many things that factored into that. I don't know his side fully. I think he was very specific to like it was his mental health or whatever.
Gotcha.
But I just felt like I had been feeling that. And he was like, I just feel like this is the capacity that I could love you at right now, and it's not fair to you. And I'm just like, yeah, but like at the end of the day, you're going through something. I'm going to be if we're doing life together, you're going to have moments where you're not loving me at the capacity that you always have because you're going through something. And I need to show up for you. And I'm doing that. Yeah. I'm just expressing that in this moment. I was really looking for a sign. And maybe it's just because I don't feel loved in this situation. And it is what it is.
Gotcha.
So we had that conversation. We were on the phone probably like 5 hours. I feel like from like 10 in the morning to like 1. This was the day of Melissa's birthday, by the way. The day of her birthday celebration that just happened, January.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's happening that day. And by the end of it, I'm just like, it's been feeling like for weeks, like we're just dragging. Like, it's like we here, but it just feels like, why are we here? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, honestly, like, I don't want to keep you here. Like, if being here is not what you want, I need you to we need to call it.
Right.
And he was like, I just don't feel like right now is a good time. And I was like, that shit shot oh my God.
But he got to get his life in order, I think. That's
absolutely.
when a man says that, I think it clicked in his mind. I got to get my life in order. And it was like key signs, especially that him not fulfilling that cruise thing. And then the birthday dinner, it's like, all right, I'm broke. I got to get my shit together.
I think it had to be multiple things.
But
I really do think
that takes a toll on your ego. When you can't fulfill something and you say you're going to do something, that got to take a toll on your ego. And then it tells you as a man, like, all right, yeah, you got to step it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, in that moment, I felt so abandoned because we had this agreement, like the way we navigate, we don't just go. Like, this isn't like, I feel like if we're in a relationship where like we're not cheating, there's no issues based on trust, and like we're really committed, this is something you can get through. Money is something that can change. Like, your career path can change. Like, I felt like we have so much here fundamentally that it should work and we should make it work. And when I saw that it was like he wasn't there, I was like, yo, not only is this crazy, it's crazy because it reinforced the things that I had to be strong about. Like not having that child, like being very critical about like, what is he going to do with his life? Because it's the worst feeling when you put your all into everything and you watch somebody just walk away. And I put my everything into this knowing that things were not what I wanted them to be on his end. It was like all crashing down on me for real. 100. It's like the minute he made that decision, I was like, oh. But the minute it was like, I've never experienced this in my life, Llama. Usually when I break down over a guy, it's like, bitch, you in hell. You in hell for 3 months. Like, you're drinking a lot, you're doing a lot. And
really?
What I learned, which was the most powerful thing that I learned, because I knew immediately my abandonment issues were triggered. I felt so abandoned. I told all my friends that. I was like, I feel like he just left me for dead, bitch, in this situation. And I started to like assess that. And I was like, you can't protect yourself from this, bro. This is gonna happen. And like, people are going to leave. Things are going to end. And I started looking at the patterns of things that I do. Yeah. And I was like, wow. So when people, this is what I learned now, that looking back, I'm just like, when people have left my life, I left with them. Like, I left with them. Like, I left me. I left me. Like, wherever the fuck you left me at, I literally, my ass went right with you. I'm going to leave her right there. That's why my abandonment is so severe. Those issues are so severe for me because when people leave me and they abandon me, I abandon myself as a person. I abandon that hurt that I'm feeling. I start to create a person to protect whatever that is that I don't want to deal with. So now I'm going out more. Now I'm drinking a lot. Now I'm exchanging with men, like in conversation. It's meaningless. I don't care. But I'm building this person up that's so strong that won't happen again. And that's not reality. No. So that person never gets to grieve. She never gets to feel her feelings. She never gets to feel abandoned. It's like you cover it, you mask it immediately so you don't have to work through it. And in that moment, I was like, not again. Yo, that happened to me and I lost weight, Llama. Like, oof, I told you. Yeah. I lost weight. Like, my body was just doing terribly. But I allowed myself.
But you back to Gabbie, like I first met you.
I know. And it's only been like, the breakup happened in January. It's been a pretty good month. I mean, it's been bad, but it's like, I think because I didn't do that, what I did the other times, where I'm just like, I'm outside, like, I'm about to go link with this man. I haven't done any of that.
Got you.
It's been so different. Because I'm more of like, girl, like, we're not leaving ourselves anymore. People get to leave you, sure. Things get to end, that happens. But we're not, like, when these things happen, you need to be like, all right, this is when I ground myself in me. Yeah. Just because they left doesn't mean I'm not valuable. Exactly. This has nothing to do with me, actually. And looking at it from a bigger scope, I know it has nothing to do with me. Because there were issues there that needed to be fixed before he entered this relationship, and it was just as true for you. But it happened, and it was beautiful.
It's a learning lesson too,
Yeah, it was. I feel like I don't regret the relationship. It did teach me a lot about what I want next time around. I learned how much I could love a person. That was beautiful.
You was all in. You think you could be all in like that again? Like a full launch again? That was crazy.
I think, but I mean, to be public, I don't know. I feel like I would want to make sure I'm really established in the relationship, because I don't want to have to explain shit. Like I don't need to end up here again. You know, like
I just randomly went on your page. I was like, damn, it's clean on here. She had all this other stuff. What happened to it? I just made that phone call, and I was like, Gabbie, what happened over here? I was like, I'm good at this. Something is different. He was like, wow. What was your friend? You had a friend in the background. What was they saying?
Oh, I was that was my friend. And he came to visit me because we hadn't caught up, and he was in Colombia for a little bit, so we hadn't caught up. And we were just chatting about, like, me and him, we had like an intimate past. Yeah. In some capacity. He's like, you gonna bleep his name out. Just in case people go find him. Yeah. But yeah, like he was one of the people that I dated, but he was like not monogamous at all. Gotcha. But he was very forward about that. Yeah. So we always had like this friendship level to like our dynamic. So when this happened, I remember when I called him, he was like, no, because he knew he wouldn't hear from me. He knew he would not hear from me unless that did not work, because I respected my man. One thing about it, I crossed everybody off. Anybody that I had dealings with, I was like, you know what? I don't need to live in this no more, because I'm handling a relationship. Yeah. So when I called him, he was like, nah, he didn't fumble that. And I was like, but he did. Baddies get fumbled every day. He fumbled that. It's okay. And he was like, Gab, you need to catch me up. He was going to Colombia. He was like, yo, when I come back, I'm going to link you. So we ended up linking, and we were talking. So when you called.
I just happened to call. That's crazy how life works, right? Because I never call. I respect everything. I'm like, oh, she in a relationship. I was like, let me see what's up. I'm being nosy. And then you picked up. I was like, oh, shit, Gabbie picked up.
I was literally, when you called, we were having a conversation. We were having such an in-depth conversation about not only love, but just like my perceptions of men, and like how, like, because we were having that whole exchange about, like, you know, people think that I don't like men. Like, I'm just like a man's enemy. A man told me that recently. He's like, I feel like you the kind of woman that, like, the men in the room are the enemy. And I'm just like, damn, maybe I just have strong boundaries. But I don't think I project that. And I was telling my friend, I was like, you know, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that I don't like men. Yeah. I think it's that I love men so much that I'm often disappointed. I have a son. There's no way I could hate men. Yeah. I'm raising one, you know? Yeah. But I'm often disappointed. And that maybe that comes off as like anger. And rightfully so. I am angry because I think that men have such a capability to heal, to like, can you think about the fact that y'all are responsible for protecting us? Y'all are responsible for protecting a woman that can give life. Why would God then give you that? Right. There's power behind that. You have the power to literally restore. And that's a big word. You have the power to restore as a man. So when I see men out there just doing wreck shit, just like ruining everything in sight, I'm like, you're using that for the wrong reasons, because you have so much power and this is what you choose to do with it. And I'm angry about it. I'm angry about it. Because if I'm going to pour into you, why do I have to feel like I need to be afraid of you? That's hard. Yeah. So yes, maybe my criticism they come off wrong sometimes. Maybe they come off with a lot of anger, but it's not coming from a place of like, I genuinely hate you. I wish you didn't exist. I wish we could exist together. I wish we could collectively come to a better place, but it's impossible. So we were having those conversations. Boom, you call. Right before that, I was like, yo, my life is like a fucking movie. Llama literally calls me. Yo, can you be on the... I'm like, you know like, what?
Wow, what? He was laughing. I'm like, oh shit, it must be true. That was light. But yeah, I'm glad you did this. Another question I have for you is, what did you learn about love?
That's a great question. Yeah. What did I learn about love?
Because it seemed like you had a good idea for it, especially in this situation. It was like you was doing it, you was supporting him. All the things that a man would want, it looked like he was doing that.
I did everything.
I was like, oh,
I did everything I could for that man. I really did. What did I feel like I feel like in a weird way, it could be a good and it could be a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did learn that love isn't always enough, and I wish it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always wished that it was. I always wish that like this could be the thing that helps us triumph, but it's not. I think that yeah, you could have all this love for a person. That love that I had for him, it's not like I tossed it away, but it's not enough. It's not enough, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay because I think I've always looked at love, and I think I told you this earlier at some point, but I have this fear. My love has always been rooted in fear of loss, and so I don't think I've allowed myself to fully like engulf myself in love. You know, when you walk with your person and you just having a good day, and that's all that's on your mind. When your love is rooted in fear of loss, you thinking of the day. Like you're thinking of like this moment where we're sharing together and we're over here skipping around holding hands. As in like I need to find every way to record this in my mind just for the day that this doesn't happen anymore, that he's gone. That's you can't engulf yourself in love the same way. So I learned that that's not what I'm doing anymore. Because the way that the breakup tore me apart was because it was rooted in fear. I want to be able to like love and like, yo, I don't know what tomorrow holds, man, but I'm just happy to be here. I'm in it. I'm present.
Yeah.
I don't need to think about what if I forget this memory. I lived it. It was beautiful. I loved. Wow. What a blessing to be able to do that.
That's the dope feeling, right?
Yeah. Without fear, just like being in it. That's what I learned. And I think that was big because I think I would be a great partner, but I think I'm going to be an even better partner because I'm now like freed from that sense of like fear.
So would you say you learned from trial and error?
What do you mean?
About love, like just how to love and things of that nature.
I do feel like you learn from trial and error. You absolutely, because I think love is always it's not love for you is not going to be what it was when you were 17, when you were 25.
Right.
It's a changing thing, and that's okay. And give yourself that. That's the beautiful part about it. I think that's beautiful. Love is never just fundamentally going to stay. It's always going to be sourced.
It's different, yeah.
But it's gonna variance. It's gonna be variance of love, and that's beautiful. Because I feel like I'm learning like what love is supposed to feel like, but also like separating that from what makes me feel safe. Because they're not always going to be the same. They should come together. But you can feel safe with a person and they don't love you.
That's true. Yeah.
And you don't love them.
Yeah.
It's just that. Separating things. All those things. I feel like I learned so much. I'm really grateful for the experience.
Yeah.
To have been in that relationship.
It was short-lived. I'm like, dang.
10 months. Like,
yeah.
But it definitely made me a better person. I really feel like when I step into a relationship again, I'm going to be so much better than I ever was. And that's beautiful. Because, people will be going through breakups and they'll be like, I'm never going to love nobody again.
Yeah.
I would rob myself of such a beautiful experience if I did that.
Yeah.
Because I know it's going to be beautiful, whatever it is.
You're right about that. Now, have you seen positive love in your life?
No.
Never?
Like in my family?
Just anywhere. Any person.
That had like a love that maybe I would like look as like that's the
like
standard.
Inspiration, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Dang.
I genuinely don't think so. I don't think I've, especially when I hear why people break up or like what people be going through, I'm just like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I think maybe I just, you know what I love?
Yeah.
I love the people that end up together that were like, that knew each other for years.
That always works out. Yeah. Friends make the best relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think that. Those are dope.
Yeah, but not like I can't think of a couple.
Shoot.
But I'm like, they're it. Because every time we do that for each other as girls, we're like, yeah, that they the ones.
And what comes out after, you be like, God damn. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. How are you coping and healing at this? It's still fresh. So what are you doing to heal and cope at the moment?
Therapy. Therapy every week still. I mean, I was doing that before, but I'm still consistent with therapy. I'm pouring into like my friends.
You back outside?
Yeah, I'm back outside. I'm back outside. But different though.
Yeah.
I'm not back outside with the intention to like meet men.
Yeah.
I'm outside to be outside with my friends.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking of ways. I think I'm honestly, because I have so much freedom, I feel like I'm even redesigning like my future in a way. Like the things that I thought because I thought I was planning, when you're in a relationship, you plan for a future with a person. So you're trying to structure things to like benefit the both of you. And now that it's just me again, I'm thinking bigger. I'm dreaming bigger. Like I'm thinking about side things that I want to do that I wasn't doing before because I was thinking about I need to be in a family. We need to create a family at some point. I'm not getting younger. So my brain isn't wrapped up in that. And I think I'm just taking the time to like figure out what I really want for me, not even out of a relationship, for me in 5 years.
That's dope. Yeah.
Dream place, like dream job, like all these things. And it's been really good. I feel like that's been helping me a lot.
That's good. Yeah. All right.
And laughter. Ooh.
So just having fun again.
Yeah. And talking about it. Talking about it because that shit was so real for me. And I was like really thinking I wasn't going to talk to anybody about it. And I was like, no, bitch, because you can't keep that in.
Now, I seen that you still follow your ex. What is that like? Y'all still like each other pictures?
No. I muted him.
So why follow him?
I think that I'm giving myself like a level of grace. And it's crazy that you said that because today I actually spoke to his sister about his stuff. Man wanted to know if he could have his sneakers back.
Wait, huh? He bought you sneakers?
No, he wanted his sneakers back. They white Air Force Ones, low tops, by the way. I'm specific about that because that's a replaceable shoe.
Yeah, like, is that your house that he wants you to send him?
Right. So.
No comment.
You can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
So I'm having the conversation. I was triggered by that. And I remember in the conversation I had let her know, I was like, hey, like I could, there's more shit he got here. I could send it all or I could throw it out and just send you the sneakers, whichever way works. I know that might have come off rude, but I'm also like triggered in this moment because this is not something I'm ready to deal with right now. You get what I'm saying? Like my thing was I'm not ready to do certain things or make certain steps until I'm eating 3 meals a day again, until I'm in a workout routine, until I'm back to like my day-to-day, like I can see that I'm sustaining myself through this process, right? So I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to send his stuff back. I wasn't ready to I need to like process me and my experience, and then I can handle all the shit that doesn't really matter. And I feel like that was one of those things where I was like, there's gonna come a time where I feel ready. Yeah. I feel like I processed enough. I feel like right now, I just feel like if I'm doing that, I'm forcing myself to do it because we're over. Yeah. And if I do that, I have to now like be prepared for like, yeah, this is like reaffirming that this is over. And it is over. And I know that. But steps and giving myself the grace to take those steps. And I think that's why I just haven't done it. Yeah. And it's hard. Again, it's hard because like I'm cool with his sister. I'm cool with his aunt. I love his aunt. That's been, I feel like the family thing has also been the hardest part for sure. Because I don't know, like, I look at it like, if I ever go to South Carolina, I gotta go see his aunt. Because I love her. Like, we talk, we be on the phone, we call each other. And it's just like, that doesn't go away. Right.
That's the tough part. When you get used to the family, you get familiar with the, and then you got to cut that off. That's tough. Yeah. Yeah, but following him, you got him muted that you can't see his. I mean, you can see his stuff.
I could if I have to go look. I have to go search. Like, put him in the search bar and go to.
Why not just unfollow?
I don't know. I'm telling you, I really just feel like I just wasn't ready to take that step. I think it's just like it's just too. I feel like it's too much too fast. Yeah. Like this is in 10 months, I done managed to be with this man, get pregnant by this man, have an abortion. Like I done like went through the fucking ringer, mental breaks on both ends. Too much happened in such a short time, and then at the very end of it, I'm like unfollow. Like it feels so crazy. It just feels so surreal.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Because I'm not gonna reach out to him, and I don't reach out to him. He has reached out to me.
And how was that?
I think the first time, it took me weeks to respond, honestly. I don't want to have an exchange. But yeah, we had a similar, like an exchange of like, I gave this the best that I could. I know that. And him just like feeling like, you know what, like it is what it is. Like best was given, and like, I want the best for you. I don't wish the best for people. I always wish that they get exactly what God feels they deserve, because I don't know what the fuck people be doing behind closed doors, and that's not my job. Yeah. But I appreciate that he felt that way. So I was like, cool. Yeah, we're good. And I think like recently he had messaged me and said like, I love you and like, I hope that you're, holding up the best you can or whatever. And I have nothing to say to that,
Yeah.
I just don't have anything to say to that. There's no way that I can respond. What am I going to say? I love you too.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we really doing? I feel like when you make a decision, you need to stand on it. Because
I'm like that. Yeah.
You leave me, stand on it.
Yeah. I think hard about it and I make the decision. I'm like, okay, I gotta live with it. Yeah. Man. If he hears this episode, because you gotta mute it though. But if he hears this, if it gets to him and he hears it, what do you think he'll say? Oh.
I think that he would be very offended because I don't think he's ever heard me be so transparent, because I think the way that I always delivered things to him was always catered to him, you know? So I think it would be like a really big shock. Like, damn, like that's how you was feeling. And it's like, yeah, that's exactly how I was feeling. I just felt like, of course, I love you enough to not communicate those things in that way. So I think he'd be offended. I think he would probably be affirmed in his decision.
Gotcha.
Because one of the last things that like what I got from what his sister explained to me that he expressed, she wasn't too detailed because obviously that's her brother, but it was around the lines of like he felt like I deserved more. He felt like I deserved more. He felt like he couldn't give that to me. Yeah, but he wanted me to be able to have that.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to be happy.
That's a real thing though.
But also when he broke up with me, it was his intuition. So like there's multiple stories to this, right? But essentially if that's how he felt,
yeah,
then I feel like this would be like, hearing this would be like affirming, because realistically there are so many things that I require. I require a man who's at least career-wise built a certain way.
Gotcha.
I need things. Like he had so many things that I needed in a relationship, and I appreciate him for that. But it is what it is, Like the way I want to live my life, the things I want to do in my life, I don't know if they align, and I don't know if they ever will. So I think he might see that and be like, yo, like.
Well, I hope it's motivating, because Instacart ain't it. No. 30, so you gotta not shitting on Instacart. People make money off of it, but
it's not a full-time job. It's not how you should be sustaining yourself. That's like a little after you get out of work, you do a quick little order before you get home type thing.
Yes.
I feel like that, but that's like day to day is really hard. It's really hard. I don't know. I don't know if maybe he'll hate me. I don't know. Like I don't think he's ever heard me speak like that. So I think it would just be like a shock overall.
Now, if he reached out to do his own episode, would you be? I would call you and be like, "Yo, Gabbie, he reached out to do his own episode. Would you be okay?"
Would I be okay? I feel like he should say whatever the fuck he needs to say.
Okay.
I know what the fuck I lived. Like I know what happened. So I'd be like, again.
Oh, she left out this. That happened before. The guy heard it and he was like, "Oh no, she left this out," and it was a major key of what she left out.
I mean, I know what I'm leaving out. I'm absolutely leaving things out because I just feel like those things don't need to be talked about.
Gotcha. All right.
It just because it's just, I feel like it's just like it's not at the core of the issue. Because I think there's situations where like you be in a relationship and that happened, and they be like, oh, but you didn't bring that up. That was never relevant to the core issues in this relationship. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be mad. Like I would just be like, hey, like you want to say that? I feel like at that point, then what are you doing? Like you're missing the point. You're not even speaking about what the fuck I just said.
Yeah.
We're going somewhere else. I wouldn't be mad though. I think it'd be interesting.
How do you think you contribute to the downfall of the relationship?
That's a good question. I really just feel like I think it was really just what I needed. Like, I think it was me. I can't cope with long distance the same way that he could. And I don't think I ever will. That was your
last time doing that?
That was because it turned me into something I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like, I feel like this is his experience with me in this relationship was like, she was a person that required so much of my time. when if you talk to any of the guys that I've dated or been in relationships with, they will tell you that's not who I am.
Like you got lucky. That's crazy.
Because it's not who I am. I'm not the one that's gonna be calling your phone all day.
Mm.
But that I feel like that's what I'm saying. I just feel like my inability to cope with distance was really like taking a toll on him. Which I feel like that would have been if he lived in New York, I feel like that would have been so different. Because even when he would come visit me, my clinginess would drop drastically. If he was here for like 2 weeks and he wanted to go out and like see his friend or something, like I'm chilling because you're coming back. I'm good.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That definitely had to be it. I feel like that was the biggest. Sure, and I'm disgusted genuinely because I'm like, damn, girl, you don't do that. 8 hours on a phone.
That's crazy. That's a shift.
That's a shift.
Full-time shift on the phone. That's nuts.
A full-time shift. That's not me.
Yeah.
This is so bad for the brand. Like, that is so bad.
The brand is crazy. What would you say is the biggest lesson learned from this whole relationship? 10 months.
I want to say like I think keeping a record, keep like noting things and like genuinely keeping a record, like things that like now I'm sitting here talking about Pisces be delusional. Yeah, I think it was very fucking delusional to be with a person who saw their path the way that they did. I think it was very delusional for them to want to have a baby with me and give me
so soon
and just be fully in it, right? I think there were things about the person's character that are just like don't fundamentally align with me. And I noted them, but I don't think I like went back and was like, hey girl, it wasn't until the breakup happened that I was like, are you motherfucking surprised? That man the reason he told you he was breaking up with you, to me, stories were different for other people, right? That spoke to him. But for me, it was intuition. It was like I intuitively, that's our shit.
Yeah.
How you hijack our shit? That's a woman's thing.
Right.
Women be like, my intuition. You are saying out of your intuition, you feel like you can do this. Like there's other things that you feel like you're not tapped into, and intuitively this is not that. The same man that broke up with you because of his intuition is the same man who's about to have a baby with you, like literally a couple months ago, who was ready to do life with you. So it seems like, and then you also entered this relationship really fast, right? And he said, I love you really fast. All these things happened really fast. Is that a terrible thing? No. Do I think that it shows me something key about a person? Yeah. We're talking about life together.
Yeah.
If we could do all these conversations and go through all these things, and then in a moment you're just like intuitively not it, I'm concerned. So I definitely learned, like, don't dismiss that. Don't go with the vibe. Don't go with the flow the way that you did in this situation every time.
Got you.
I will never, I swear, I will never forget that lesson. No. Yes, allow myself to experience a person. Going with the flow. Where's the flow leading me? What's going on? You know, like I need to be more conscious of that.
Yeah.
Because this could have been avoidable. This could have been avoidable.
Man.
Holding myself accountable on that.
Yeah. For somebody going through a heartbreak or breakup, what's some advice should we give them?
Feel through it.
Feel through it.
Yeah. Don't do I'm going to go out, turn up, fuck all these people. Don't mask it. Feel through it. Because it's going to come up later.
Feel the feels. That's probably the number one thing people say. Feel all the feels.
Yeah. If you're not eating well, embrace that that's where you are right now. Let that be your task. You know, how can I eat 3 meals? That's what I did. I was literally focused on eating for weeks.
You had to focus on it?
Focus. Like I was like, my task today is not even my productivity. Not even like, yes, I'm gonna get through my school day. Yes, I'm gonna get through my internship. But like, I need to eat 3 meals. How can I make it? And most of the days it was just 1 meal, and like bites of things. But
wow.
It was so bad.
Speaking on that, we did speak prior about like the depression you went through. It was something I never seen. You said where it was like bruising you. You want to talk?
Oh yeah. So the breakup had me down. So it was so terrible for me mentally. and emotionally that like I didn't realize it as it was happening. It was more like I came home one day and I just like took off my pants and I was laying in the bed and I look and my legs were just full of bruises. And at first I thought it was like me shaving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cause like sometimes you'll like bruise up if you scratch or whatever. So I'm looking at my legs and I have bruises in places that I never shaved. So like I had them like up my thigh, like on the side of my back. It was just bruising. And then I looked it up and it was like, yeah, that can happen. Also, my body was really struggling because I was really weak because I wasn't eating. So that affects everything.
Oh, wow.
So now my body's working overtime, but also I'm depressed. And all those bruises, Llama.
Did it hurt?
No, I didn't feel like I was in pain. It was just bruising.
Spots. Yeah.
It was just bruising everywhere. I showed you the picture.
Yeah.
It was bad. And like that, like again, I just think that I pour so much of myself into relationships that I wasn't surprised that this happened. Like I was like, it was more of like, Gabbie, don't ever pour this much into nobody. Not this way, where if they leave, your body is completely dysregulated because they're gone. That was fucking tough. That was tough. I feel like that's why, to be honest with you, it's hard for me to revisit even talking to him. It's not because I hate him. It's not because I have ill will. It's because I have to remember that that's what I went through when you left. And that when you left, you were very sure that that's how I would react. Because he knows me. Mm-hmm. And he especially knows like my issues with like my mental health and like my diagnosis and stuff. So it's like, you knew that this was going to be catastrophic for me. And you stood on business. And I need to take that and I need to understand like, girl, you need to not go back there for any reason. You don't have to hate the man, but you also don't need to be there. You don't need to be his friend. I don't need to be his friend. I have friends. Mm-hmm. I feel like, again, things that I wouldn't share on the podcast, but like, I just feel like there were things that happened that like looking out now, I'm just like, I don't need to be your friend. This is not a friend situation. Man. So, but yeah, that was hard.
Yeah. I'm glad you came on this podcast. Like, this is a good story.
Thank you.
And I think people are gonna listen to it like, this is my favorite one. I can hear it.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so, I could picture everything. I could see everything. I could feel how you, like the feelings is there. Mm-hmm. Like knowing like, it was tough. You was in it. Mm-hmm. Like looking from the outside, I was like, damn, Gabbie is like in love.
Yeah, I was.
I think you're the only person I follow that really full force. This is my man. Mm-hmm. My man on every post.
Yeah. Cause in my mind, I was gonna marry that man. I was like, we gonna make the money work. The money gonna get figured out. Yeah, no, don't do that.
And now Mel has a girl back. So yeah, I see y'all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, out and about. It's just cool to see again.
Oh yeah, no, that's another Melissa, my best friend and who she is. I literally I don't know if I could have got through this without like her presence and like her insight, because she knows me and she always grounds me in her knowing of me. Mm-hmm. And that's been really key to the healing part too. And Melissa is very unserious about things too. You know her. You can tell her, oh my God, this man broke my heart and did this. If that woman already felt like you were better than that man, she's like, girl, let it hurt. You know, like let it be what it is. But like moving on to bigger and better. Like this was never for you anyway. And she's saying that not from a hateful place, but from a place of like, I know you. Yeah. I know what you deserve. I know what you require. I've seen you. Because your best friend sees you with men. They see you engage with men. They see like what it is that makes you like excited about life. And I think just having that perspective is really grounding, because it's just like, yeah, it was a loss, of course. You lose somebody you love, it's a loss. But was it a loss like in my life on the grand? No, I can't feel like that was the case. Yeah. It just gave me perspective.
Man, this is a great episode. Glad you came on. It was like perfect. It was like it lined up. I normally don't call people, but I was just nosy. I was like,
I know you nosy. I said that literally right after. Nosy. I was like, I called Melissa and I was like, you know what Llama said?
She ain't surprised.
No, but I was like, he's nosy as hell. She was like, we know that, and I'm like, yeah. Llama gonna be nosy.
I'm nosy. I just had to get the scoop. I'm like, this page look clean. You had the old back in the mirror. back with the same formula. I'm like, all right, yeah, something happened here.
I'm not changing that, by the way, again,
What's
moving
that?
forward. Like where I like
Yeah,
post
structure?
differently. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Gotcha.
Because that's me.
Yeah.
That's like authentically me.
Plants, mirror pick, quotes, something you learned on probably. It's like the same structure. Same structure.
Yeah, I need to keep that.
That's good.
The only thing that I'm trying to have different is me traveling.
Even better.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm trying to add to that sequence right there.
Even better. Last but not least, the song you like to dedicate to James.
Oh, I said it was Woman Like Me by Adele.
How does that go? We'll listen. We'll hear it at the end of the episode. Woman Like Me. Why you chose that one?
Because I think it was so spot on with like the things that I was feeling immediately after the breakup.
It's a line in the song, or it's the whole song?
It's the whole song.
Woman Like Me by Adele.
Yeah.
All right. Where can people find you if you want them to find you?
Imagine I was like, no, don't find me.
All right.
No, don't find me. Her Element on Instagram. I'm pretty sure you're gonna post it with like the handle of how it's spelled and stuff. Yeah.
Why you chose that name?
Actually, because I'm really inspired by The Fifth Element. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah, the girl.
So you know,
yeah.
The Fifth Element is love.
Yeah.
I've always loved that movie.
Really?
Always loved that movie.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid. So I feel like
I have to look at it as an adult. I remember it as a kid.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah, as an adult, I have to watch it again. Yeah.
So because I've always loved that movie, I felt like I just wanted to like my Instagram to be like her element, you know, because I feel like it ties in like that's pretty much what my Instagram is. It's like all the things that make me me, and I'm very, very you see it like I'm very like free about it. I allow people to see me. Like I don't think when people see my Instagram, I don't think I'm much different in person from whatever you expect to see on the page. No. Like so I think that it just lines up and it just made sense.
Gotcha. Well, I'm thankful that you did this episode.
Thank you, Gabbie.
And that was Views of an X.
Thanks.
Thank you, Gabbie.